Welcome back to my Battlemap tutorial series. This is just a quick follow-up to my garden tutorial. If you can't find any farm gardens or you want to create your own, I'm going to show you how to create some soils and such. I don't like them as much as some of the other soils that you can find out there, but I figured I'd do this anyways. So what you want to do is just go out and grab a soil. The texture is really up to you. You want it seamless and such. From there, you're basically gonna open up the file. So this is the soil that I'm using, and create a pattern. There's tutorials on defining the pattern. Basically, all you have to do is just define pattern and give it a name. But I've already got it created. I'm then going to create a new image, and basically I want it a little bit wider than this. I'm actually going to make it 2,000 wide. Or 1,000 wide, 2,000 high. Okay, and then I'm just going to select my paint bucket and go over here. As you can see, I've got a bunch of different textures. I'm just going to select that texture, and there we go. Now this is a little bit dark, so I'm actually going to lighten this guy up a little bit. Let's just get him out a little bit. We're just going to lighten him up slightly, and I'm gonna maybe mess with the contrast a little bit, and then we're gonna duplicate that layer. Okay, and we're gonna lighten him up even more. Okay, so this is gonna be basically our mounds of dirt. So again, I'm gonna make him even brighter, maybe even lower the contrast a little bit, and go like that. So then what I want to do is I want to apply a mask to it. So first thing, create a layer mask, and then I'm going to go to not my bucket but my gradient tool, and I'm going to go like this with this guy, and I am just going to go from dark to transparent. Okay, and that's good enough to start. So what I'm looking for really is just to get some troughs going, or the in between your dirt mounds. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to filter, offset, and set this at basically vertical of 1,000 because my image is 2,000 high. I'm going to set my horizontal actually to be 0 because I want to keep that centered. Then I'm just going to go to my paintbrush and go to white. Increase this a bit. And again, I don't want that as heavy. And I'm just going to do some stuff along here, and I'm going to swap back and forth between this. So this is just to make it irregular, because if you make a pattern out of this right now, you're just going to have straight rows, which isn't going to look very good. So this is just to make a little bit, sort of like a dirt row that we're going. So then I'm going to go back to filter offset. I'm going to reset him again to 1,000, so basically it resets it, just so I don't have any hard edges between my filters. And I'm just going to make this guy a little bit darker along the edges. And maybe here. Just like that. And so that's all we're looking for, is something with some irregular patterns in it and stuff like that. But I don't want to do the edges here because, again, I got to sort of match them up from there, unless I reset the offset. Okay, so what you want to do then is just basically flatten that image and merge it down, and then we're going to create a pattern of that again. So again, basically I've got two patterns. New dirt soil. Okay, and then I'm going to create my new image, and we'll create this at fairly large. Let's create it, where is that, 17,000 by 17,000. And then I'm just going to go and fill with my new pattern. And you can sort of see I've got a couple here that I made. This one's probably a little bit better, but again, this is the one we just made. And so there you get your basically your dirt soils. So again, the one I made earlier is a little bit more imperfections. If I clean that guy out again and do that. So that looks a little bit better. So again, it just depends on exactly how much you play with that little first sample. So again, for this guy, how much the imperfections you put. And that's all it is. So just again, quick tutorial. And then I can use this and I'd scale this down for my normal ground because obviously this is way too big. But as you can sort of see, it looks artificial compared to some of the other patterns that I've used. Hope this helps. Thanks. Bye.